Have you ever thought you could take something like basic arithmetic and turn it into a super fast-paced, really competitive card game? Well, you're in the right place. We're about to show you how to play, and more importantly, how to win at a fantastic game called Ace of Math.
I mean, it's a fair question, isn't it? Most of us think of math as this, solo activity, something you do quietly in a classroom or for homework. But what if you could turn it into a real showdown with your friends?
That's exactly what Ace of Math does. It takes simple calculations and turns them into a head-to-head battle. The whole idea is beautifully simple. You're going to be building mathematical expressions to hit specific target numbers, all while trying to outsmart your opponents to rack up points and claim that victory.
So when you actually sit down at the table to play, what is your ultimate goal? What's the mission? Let's break it down.
Okay, so picture this. You've got a handful of number cards and operation cards. Out on the table, there are these target numbers. Your job is to use the cards in your hand to build an equation that equals one of those targets. And every single time you pull it off, you get to collect that target card, scoring the points written right on it. To really become a math ace, you've got to know your tools inside and out. So let's take a closer look at the cards you'll be playing with. Think of this as your toolkit. The whole game really boils down to 3 types of cards. First up, you've got your objective cards. These are literally the numbers you're trying to solve for. Then, you have the main deck of operation cards. This is where you'll find all your building blocks, numbers from 0 to 9, all your operators, and even a few special action cards that let you, bend the rules a little bit. Now, here's where things get really, really clever. Check out the design of these operator cards. They're double-sided. An addition card has subtraction on its back, and multiplication is paired up with division. This gives you an incredible amount of flexibility. When you go to play one, you get to decide which side to use. That's a huge strategic choice right there. All right, so you know the mission and you've seen the tools. Now it's time to set up the battlefield. Getting started is super quick. First, shuffle up the objective deck and lay out a few targets in the middle of the table. Then, you're going to take those 4 main operator cards, plus, minus, multiply, divide, and just place them face up where everybody can reach them. Next, shuffle the rest of the operation cards to make your draw pile, deal 6 cards to every player, and for the final touch, everyone gets to grab any 2 of those face-up operator cards to finish off their starting hand.
Okay, the game is all set up, so what does a turn actually look like? Well, it breaks down into 3 really simple phases: draw, act, and solve.
So when it's your turn, you always start by drawing 2 cards, and you have a choice here. You can take 2 from the main draw pile, grab 2 of the face-up operators, or mix it up and take 1 of each. Next, you have the option to play 1 action card, totally up to you. And finally, you get a chance to solve one of the objective cards out on the table. But again, this is also optional. If you can't solve one or you just don't want to, you can simply pass. Honestly, the best way to really get the hang of the solve phase is to just see an example. So let's imagine the number 15 is one of the face-up objective cards, and you're looking at your hand thinking, hey, I think I can get that. You look at your hand, you've got a plan, and you lay down your solution. You announce to everyone you're playing a 3, a multiplication card, a 4, an addition card, and another 3. And there you have it. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3, that equals 15. You've hit the target dead on. So what happens now? Well, first, you get to collect that 15 objective card. Those points are all yours. And this part is so important. You also get to keep the multiplication card you used as a bonus point. Any addition or subtraction cards you used go back to the center pile, and all the number cards head to the discard pile. To finish things off, you flip over a new objective card, and your turn is done. So, you keep playing like this, solving objectives, collecting points, but how does it all wrap up? Let's talk about how you actually claim your victory. The end game trigger is crystal clear. The very moment that the last card from the objective deck is flipped face up, you know the game is almost over. The player whose turn it is gets to finish up, and then it's time to count up the scores. Scoring is totally straightforward. First, you add up all the points on the objective cards you managed to collect. Then, you add 1 extra point for every single multiplication or division card you claimed as a bonus. It's that simple. The player with the highest grand total is crowned the Ace of Math. But what if there's a tie for the highest score? No problem. There's a tiebreaker. In that case, the player who collected the most objective cards wins. And if somehow it's still a tie after that, well then, you both get to be winners and share the glory. And hey, let me give you a little pro tip. This one comes straight from the game's designer. Those multiplication and division cards, they aren't just useful tools, they are literal bonus points. Since there aren't that many of them, you really have to race to use them and collect them before your opponents can. That tiny advantage is very often the difference between winning and losing.
So there you have it, the rules, the strategy, the path to victory. The only question left is, who are you going to challenge first to prove that you are the true ace of math?